You broke?
Yeah.
That's a lie.
No, that is definitely true.
That's a lie.
Don't let the tears be cool.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Mm-mm. So this is-
Okay, Sunday morning with the
Yeah,
guys.
I
No, bro.
Like the Breakfast Club out here.
I know.
This is episode 28.
Oh shit.
Yeah, 28.
So just bring your microphone a little closer to you.
Or you just let me know where it has to be.
A little more. That's good.
Okay.
And the only thing, I know it sounds obvious, but like, you make sure you talk into the mic. What's what people tend to forget that. And try to refrain from
Banging on the table.
tapping and banging.
Don't be like Jay. He be banging on the
I be
table.
doing that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm giving my stock picks. I'm like,
Yeah. If you do it like once or twice, not the end of the world. But some people just can't help with every single sentence they say to be tapping the table.
Mhm.
So, but other than that, you should go.
Well, you didn't do the, we're not testing the mics?
I just
Oh.
I was listening to y'all talk.
Oh, nice.
oh.
Oh, look at you.
Mic check.
Wait, so what you wanna be called? Like
Retro.
retro?
Retro, yeah.
Yeah, retro.
Okay. Cause people be having like 50 different names.
Nah, man, it's just retro.
Yeah. See, I'm Jay Flatbush. I'm Jay Wall Street.
Jay Wall Street.
Jay East Orange now.
Jay Wall Street. I like that one, Jay Wall Street. you should definitely use that
Started off as retrospective lifestyles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just left it as retrospective. Now retro.
No doubt.
one. Oh, I was born ready.
3, 2.
Como vai? And welcome to the THeSuperPpodcast, episode 28. And I didn't even notice. Today is the 28th, episode 28.
How fitting.
Oh,
Okay.
it's good luck. Jay Flatbush here. What you
good?
said your new nickname is?
Jay Wall Street, baby.
Jay Wall Street
Jay Wall
is
Street.
in the house.
I'm coming for the
No more Jay Flatbush.
coming for all the bears, baby.
It's Jay Wall Street.
Want all the money.
But yeah, how you doing, Jay Wall Street?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. Little hungover, but we all right. We hanging in there, man. We
Mhm.
rocking and rolling
With your Biggie shades.
with my Biggie shades. You peep the Biggie Versace joints,
Mhm.
right?
It's
You know what I
definitely
mean?
that time.
I see you.
Absolutely.
So-
But yeah, man, I'm chilling, man. Feels
Glad-
good to be back in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, it's glad you can actually make it. You know.
I know, man. Yo, Holland Tunnel, I don't know what's going on, man. Driving from Jersey to Brooklyn, it's a troop, bro.
Yeah.
It's a troop. But yeah, man, I had to, make some illegal turns. And, I'm trying to get here as fast as I can, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we made it.
That's good. We
here.
made it.
We here.
So we here. And as you see, somebody else is talking. We do have a guest. You know, I've known him for a long time. Jay known him for how long you know Mr. Retro over here?
About 2-3 years. We met at Complex Con. My boy Rax introduced me to Retro. I
Definitely,
believe.
definitely.
Yeah, Rax
Great
the homie.
vibes.
And we clicked, man. And yeah, me and Retro been, we've been cool since.
Yeah, it was
man.
that energy.
Yeah.
We just had one quick conversation and that was it. It was
Mhm.
fam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Great vibes.
man.
So
Good to
today,
have you on the show, man.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys inviting me today here, And yeah, let's get it going.
so tell them all your names. It's Retrospective New York City, right?
Now, so pretty much retrospective lifestyles
Lifestyle, yeah,
is
there you
how
go.
I started off.
Right.
Retro is what I go by, what I've always gone by. It speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
I love the culture. I love retro clothing. So the screen name is Retrospective NYC,
Mm-hmm.
and my brand is the Daily Drip NYC.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much what I promote, and that's who I am, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us how you got started, man.
In what sense? Like, in what sense?
How did Retro come to be?
Man, so started off, I would say mid-90s,
Mm-hmm.
got into the low game.
Mm-hmm.
I was outside. I saw everybody rocking polo, rocking Hilfiger. Everybody's fleet at the barbershop. Barbers got the crazy blowouts, jumpers hanging. Everybody's super lit. I definitely wanted to get in the scene. Always had a love for fashion. So I was like, how do I do this? So I came across a group of lowheads
Mm-hmm.
out in Bensonhurst.
Okay.
And crazy, right? Bensonhurst.
Shout out Bensonhurst.
Shout out Bensonhurst. And I was out there with them, and they pretty much taught me the game,
Right.
where we came from the whole boosting era. So that's how I pretty much got in the game.
See, you know, the statute of limitation passed, so I can tell you a little bit about the boosting game back in the 90s. Remember with the Macy's bags, the brown joints? We used to make Lizzie bags.
Oh,
Remember
yeah, of
with
course,
those?
of course.
We wrapped the aluminum foil on the inside.
Oh, 1,000%, 1,000%.
Your damn teeth, you.
We'll leave it as that.
I'm innocent.
We'll leave it as that.
John, they're stealing.
Yep. But if you don't know what the Lizzie is, Lizzie was basically the clip that would ring on the clothing. So you would basically go ahead and, figure out different ways of taking the Lizzie off of the clothing. I know we were bad kids, but it was also for the culture because we loved to dress. So we needed it, we wanted it, and there was only one way to obtain it if you ain't have the bag. So we'll be out there making Lizzie bags. Can we even discuss that?
Yeah, we can discuss
All right,
this.
so basically we'll go ahead and put aluminum foil.
We got legal
around the
representation for you in
bags.
case we get...
So when you
Exactly.
throw the clothes, in the bag with the Lizzie, the alarm won't go off because we have aluminum around the bag. Then we had other things. If the alarm had ink on it, we would go ahead and put a condom over it, then pop it. So the ink will bust inside the condom. You throw it to the side, and you're out. So we had different things we would do. And for me personally, I speak for myself, I did it for the culture. My thing was I needed the clothing. I needed the fits. I needed the sneakers to match. So that's pretty much the reason why I did it. And, my mom also couldn't get me every drop that released. So there was only one way to get it.
No doubt. Yeah, I tell when people ask me how I got into sneakers, similar to you, I grew up like poor, you know what I mean, in Flatbush. And I remember it was like 5th or 6th grade and the Jordan 8s dropped, the playoff 8s.
Okay.
And one of the coolest kids in school was on the school bus with them joints, rocking them. And I was like, damn, man, when I get some bread, get them joints. And that's what started my love for sneakers. And Jordan 8 today is still, the playoff 8s are still my favorite Jordan because of that nostalgia, because of that. That was the shoe that sparked the passion for me. I got like 10 pairs of them now. But yeah, man, that's how it started for me with sneakers, man. And it just snowballed from there. So what you mentioned you got a brand. Talk to me about that.
So the brand's called the Daily Drip, NYC. It's called the Daily Drip. And pretty much what I do is cater to everyone. From, the family that's looking for the newest clothing. Anyone that's looking to buy the newest drip. The way we operate is we specialize on tackling every major drop, every major release across America, even internationally if we have to. It might sound crazy, but we do it. So we're there at the time. Sometimes we go ahead and we'll get early access to clothing. That way we can provide it to you before it releases. So we cater to all. We style people. So let's just say you need clothing for a photo shoot, a video, we'll make that happen for you. If you're an influencer and you need it for a podcast, we'll make that happen for you. So we cater to everyone from every level.
That's what's up. How you feel about the fashion game right now?
I mean, the fashion game right now, it's tough. The fashion game has changed dramatically where we're losing the culture. No one is really focused on originality, where in the past we only had, let's say 5 to 10 brands that we would shop with. You go to Macy's, you'll go to Bloomingdale's, you'll go, certain places to buy your clothing. Ralph Lauren store, Tommy store. But now it's so saturated.
Yeah.
Now there's a new brand around the corner, which I respect because they're more independent. But, everyone's just wearing fast fashion. You buy it, you wear it, you get rid of it.
And I feel you on that. And that's why, I look at fashion as an investment, right? It's something I want to keep forever. So I found myself, trying to invest in those brands that have that institutional, prestige almost. You know what I mean? Like the high fashion. That's why I've been getting more into high fashion lately, along with staying with low and
the
shit.
drip.
A little, I'm in a little
Okay, I
something,
see you, I
something.
see
But you know, because you're right, man. I would find myself like trying to support these designers and, you know, spending racks, man. Just like buying up the latest fashion, and then all of a sudden, it's a flash in the pan, and
It's gone.
you know, your clothes is worthless now. Like I'm using them to work out in, and this
Pretty
is
much,
something I
pretty
bought
much.
like, you know, a $200-$300 hoodie that you know that's, you know, not worth shit now. So that's where I've been with it recently, but. I'm glad to see that we're seeing it the same way, man.
Yeah.
What do you think about all the brands collaborating? Like we were talking about all these collaborations and
Yeah,
stuff.
so starting off, I felt, you know, the collabs were amazing because, you know, the game is getting dry. You know, one brand puts out a line for the season, we got it, that's it. So the fact that we have different brands that we love collaborating together, that was amazing. We loved it. We thrived off it. Everybody was on top of it. I mean, you know, when Cause, Jordan dropped, Brooklyn Museum, people went crazy for that. When Virgil started the collabs, the first top 10, you know, everybody for the MoMAs. I mean, I'm jumping around, but the fact that the collabs were just so amazing, I think it was the first time we seen it. So it was beautiful. Now, I feel that the major brands have realized that this is a shortcut. Now we can go ahead and collab with anyone and put it out there, and they're gonna buy it. So they're kind of treating the bigger designs like fast fashion, and you know, it's now once again getting saturated. So what's next? Because you know, if we're gonna make every collab, every drop a collab, then you know what's next? What's out there for us?
Yeah, I think it got to make sense, man. Like, not for nothing, that Gucci North Face collab, I did not feel that shit at all.
We were just talking about that.
What?
We literally were just talking about
Yeah,
that.
funny.
like
So-
it does not make sense.
So now with that, you know, I have to
He can get in depth.
I
with
have to
this.
disagree. Disagree to agree, you know,
Mhm.
because the fact that North Face is such a staple. It's North Face. Gucci collabed with them, but kept the North Face style, the North Face designs. They gave us the anorak. Yes, it says Gucci everywhere, but they gave us the anorak. They gave us, you know, the regular bubble. They gave us all the North Face designs just with Gucci print. So that's actually a pretty awesome collab because it's even though Gucci isn't subtle, for the collaboration being what it is subtle. Now Gucci did a collab with Balenciaga. That to me was not it.
Yeah.
Because now you have two major brands in the designer world together.
So you're saying like the yin and the yang of what North Face represents and what Gucci,
Exactly.
what Gucci represents
Exactly.
is a good mesh. But obviously Balenciaga and Gucci are competitors.
They're two
like,
competitors
right.
in like the designer world where I feel that we all love when there's a designer, a major designer collaborating with streetwear brand. For example, how recently Lanvin and Gallery did a collab. Basically, Gallery went in and did what Gallery does: put paint splatter, put patches all over the Lanvin clothes. They made it unique. So that was amazing. But you know, when you go ahead and you take two major brands and collide them together like that, put them together, it doesn't really work, and it just becomes fast fashion. It's something that people will wear now because ASAP Rocky just had it on,
Yeah.
and then next season it's gone.
Yeah.
Well, even if you think, even with like the price tag, like some of that stuff is astronomically expensive.
Oh yeah.
You think even with the price tag, people are still like, okay, let me just buy this. I mean,
100%. Right now, you know, I've pre-sold over 10 jackets, and that's on a resale value. You know,
I saw them. I don't think go for like $10,000. Close to it, 8,000.
Well, I mean, we're out there. You know, they're going for about 4,500 as of right now. If you can get your hands on them in store. Obviously, once it hits the market, like StockX, Go,
Then it
things
goes
like
up, yeah,
that,
it goes up.
it's gonna go up. The first season, it went up to 10,000-15,000 because ASAP had it on.
Right.
That was huge. He publicized it, and he still does. Like, he loves it. So, you know, he really has a strong follow. And obviously, when an artist puts on something with a strong follow, people are gonna wear it.
So they're about to
you know?
drop it again, right? So it's like a season 2 of
So
it,
season 2 is about to drop. Most Gucci stores have them now,
right?
but for VPs.
Mm.
So by the time it actually gets out to the public, it's usually just the merch,
Right.
the beanies, the sweatsuits,
Mhm.
the scarf, but the major items are gone.
Yeah, because I saw you had a video up. Was that the guy that I don't know? The guy had the jacket on. Was that from season 1 or season 2?
That was season 2. Yeah, that was a client that I actually have a great relationship with Gucci. So they were able to create a private pop-up for us with the entire Gucci line. And I was able to bring 2 clients in to do, like an informal pop-up for them.
Right.
So, that's another thing I do. I try to cater to the client. So if I do style you, it's not bringing clothes to you. It would be me taking you for VIP treatment at the store. So we're not going to go in there and ask the rep to get us a few things. We're going to have our own separate room, our separate entrance. We go in there. Everything is catered to your sizing already, a few fits. So all you pretty much is going in there, trying it on, and that's it. So, us being in fashion, we've been doing this for so long.
Right.
I try to make it easier for people that are not so involved in the fashion world, but love designer and love hype clothing, love streetwear. So it's kind of like, helping them with some direction.
Right. I mean, you've been around for a long time. Do you think a lot of these companies are copying? Copying off of Supreme's model, or like? Because Supreme
definitely.
always collaborated with people.
From day 100%. And this can go like so many ways.
Right.
But and I love I love fashion, so I like to take myself outside of the picture, from an outer perspective, and basically go ahead and see what they're doing. So brands like Kif, brands like Ame, that's pretty much to me Ralph Lauren. His son's not even doing that. Greg Lauren is actually making high-end fashion where he's tailoring 3-4 different garments together and selling them for the high. I respect that because that's what he's doing, and it's different. But Ame, Kif, brands like that, they're just putting out Ralph Lauren at insane prices. And it doesn't really make sense to me when I go to Ame and I basically try on a whole Ralph Lauren fit. I'll buy a flannel for $450 that has no symbols on it. For that, I'll go buy a Ralphie item,
Yeah.
So I feel that they definitely, we won't call it copying because we have to change with times.
Right.
But I feel that,
I think the model, how Supreme comes out with stuff like for a week and then boom, it's gone. And then all the collaborations, like they collaborate with like maybe 15, 20 brands per drop.
But they're the OGs.
Yeah.
They can do that.
Right.
They started it, they can do it. At this point, Supreme can do whatever they want.
Let me ask you a question. Because I tweeted this a couple weeks ago, man. My passion for the sneaker game has waned a lot since COVID. And how do you feel like COVID has affected fashion and sneakers?
Oh, well, away from the fact that COVID provided a lot of free money and helped people that didn't have the bag.
Shout out to all my boys with them PPP loans.
Facts. A lot of those people were able to then, obtain designer, streetwear, sneakers they never had before. Being able to pay the resale of $800, $1,000. I've seen a few buttons pushed on StockX for those Chicago Off-Whites during COVID. That money came in, $4,000. I need them, So it's definitely giving a lot more access. But then again, from the resale perspective, it's changed the game where there's a lot more happening. A lot more people are involved because of the internet and through the platforms. There's a lot more access. So you don't have to be in the scene like when we would trade polo.
Right.
It was basically who you knew and what neighborhood you hung out in.
Right.
And the only other way to buy items for us was eBay.
Mm-hmm.
eBay was like our platform. That's when you would get like a vintage shirt or vintage hat and you wouldn't pay so much.
Right.
Or you'll get some fake shit, you know?
Yeah, I've been burnt on eBay.
Definitely. I think we all
I think
have.
everybody
I think
has
we all have.
at least once or twice.
Oh yeah. So, it's definitely changed. You have a thing called the Discord now, where promotes and kind of gives you direction on how to shop, where to be, what's releasing. Where at one point you just needed to know, you needed to find out, you needed to be around, all the fashionable people in Soho. That was pretty much it.
That's a good point though, because I think part of at least people in my circle, like, trying to step back from sneakers. One, it was COVID and not being able to rock your shit and go outside, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And two, it's been the bots, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. A lot of people have problems with the bots.
The bots is just killing the game right now, man.
So I was waiting for you guys to open that up because
it was coming. Don't worry,
there's a lot of other stuff going on, but on that topic, the bots work hand in glove with the Discords, where us OGs, it's harder for us to come outside and touch a sneaker that we know that, for example, we'll know that if Kith has a release and you shop at Kith and everyone knows you there and you know that leftovers are today at 3:00 because you shop there all the time. Now, because the Discord exists, everyone knows that at 3:00, there's going to be leftovers. So now, instead of you and a few people that know, now you have a bunch of younger kids that are coming out and they're pretty much, burning the loop. Where they'll all rush to the store to buy the shoe to sell it for $30 over.
Yeah.
Kind of killing our dream of buying a shoe to wear. So same thing with the bots. You want to go ahead and get the release online. You're home with the kids. You're working. Not everyone could be outside camping out for a shoe. So now 10:00, Foot Locker's going to release it. 10:00, a specific store is going to release it. You're not going to be able to get it because of the bot. So, corporate America is getting too involved in what we do. And this is why I love that, we are all promoting it and we are all helping each other grow. Because I tell a lot of my peers and a lot of the younger people in the game that you taking a shoe, buying it, bringing it to Flight Club, or dropping it off at StockX, you're pretty much getting corporate America rich. And you're just utilizing their platform. Why not we create our own platform, right? Support each other, feed the people, the culture, keep it within us. But instead, a lot of people like to cut corners and just try to cash out, try to lowball, try to do as much as possible to not do it legitimately.
Yeah.
And because of that, we keep allowing corporate America to take our ideas and keep blowing up. We should be Stadium because we were there before them. We should be Flight Club. We should be StockX. We watch StockX blow up, and we still feed them. You know,
StockX about to go public too.
Are they?
I can't wait.
I'm gonna short them.
I'm in there like swimwear.
I'm buying puts, baby.
And you know what? A lot of fakes go through StockX, and it's not even because StockX doesn't have the right authenticators. It's just that when a new shoe comes out, a whole new SKU that we don't know much about, and it's
hard
early
to differentiate
release.
because the fakes, the variants are just so on point now.
Extremely on point.
You can't tell the difference.
Like even my go-to, like my go-tos when I look at a shoe and I look at them, now I have to look at different things. Now we have to use UV lights because they're just getting better and better. So the game in general is saturated. The resale community is saturated. Fast fashion is saturated. So this is why now I personally love to support originality, like new brands. Believe it or not, a gallery department. They're a brand that The guy basically does art for a living. Loves to throw paint and holes on vintage clothing. And he actually puts a label in the front saying courtesy of his name, like an art piece. You know, when you go to a museum, you see the artwork, you see in the bottom, it says art by this person. That's his concept. So what he's promoting is art. Every piece is an individual. So that's why I love the brand for now, while the shirt is $165 retail. Once it hits the Chrome Heart prices, which they just had an increase of 30% recently, then that's when, you know, the brand will eventually die. But for now, they're authentic, they're original, they're growing. So it's definitely a beautiful thing. Sorry about that, guys.
It's all right. You gotta take it?
No, we're good. We're good. Sorry about that.
This guy's busy over here.
I know, man.
Phone calls during interviews.
I know.
Yo, man, we don't know if it's Sunday or Monday,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Every day's a hustle day out here.
You know, you on that LA time.
Mm-hmm.
That's my one problem being in LA. Like my whole shit gets messed up because the time difference and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm always jet lagged.
Yeah.
Like, it's my first 3 days in LA, I'm a dick to everyone. And my first 3 days back in New York, same thing. Takes me a while to adjust. But I have to say, I do love LA. I do love it.
I love LA in short doses, man.
Yeah, you know, you sprinkle
week
in,
and a
you know,
half,
you know
2
what I'm saying?
weeks. Beyond that,
Yeah, I used to go a lot. Like
I used to be like that,
You know
but
what
then
I'm
I fell into like this twilight zone where I woke up one day and I was there 6 months, and then 8 months.
I could not do 6 months in LA, man. I don't know, man. Like I'm a born and raised New Yorker.
Oh no, of course, we all are.
So you know, I just something about the LA culture. It's like too happy for me. You know what I mean? Like when you're born in New York, you're just born miserable, I guess, right? And you love that misery.
Well, my problem is the party ends at 2:00. I can't deal with that.
Oh yeah. We're getting ready at 12.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't end the party at 2.
You know what I'm saying? Just at 2:00, you just getting into your situation. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to make some movements, and they'd be like, "Oh well, I'll see you later." What?
What's blown me away about LA when it comes to fashion is that, and I respect the culture, but they'll wear all these different fits, dope fly fits, but with Vans. And at first I didn't get it. I'm like, why is everyone dripped out but then wearing Vans? And then someone put me on. They're like, Vans is like the Cali staple. That is where Vans was created. So, you know, that's where skateboarding was created. So for them, that's considered drip. You know, a nice fit with your Vans. I didn't get it at first because I would look down and be like, where are all the dope feats? What's going on? This is Cali. What's going on?
I remember somebody told me a while ago that, you know, fashion brands, they get started in LA and solidified in New York. Do you feel that way? Or?
I do. I definitely do. I feel that in Cali, there's definitely a bigger network where, and also Cali's the place where, you know, you get what you give. You got to be in the scene. You know, there's a lot of cold shoulders if you're not ready to rub shoulders. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of networking, especially, you know, it's the hills, it's Hollywood, a lot more going on, but everything else happens in New York.
Right.
Because in New York, that's where all the money's spent. That's, you know, we're such a populated city, you know, a melting pot, that, you know, the guy selling CDs in the corner is gonna at least make $20 today.
Yeah.
You know? So we sell, we push merch, we're
Yeah.
hustlers. Out there, they're more on the, I would say, laid back on the creative end, where, you know, they're doing it with a few cups of coffee throughout the day from their home. Whereas we're outside in the streets putting it out.
They're grinding. Yeah. I guess that's what it is. I'm used to that grind mentality. I'm used to that, like, you know, work until you fall dead. You know what I mean? In LA, they just like, I remember me working in the LA office when I was in the ad agency that had an office out there. And 4:30, everybody checked out, bro. They like gone.
Oh yeah. I one time rushed to a loop, for a sneaker loop, and it was crazy. In New York, when you know there's a loop, you must be in a 5-block radius. If not, you're not touching the item. In Cali, we got a phone call that they had Panda Lowe's half hour away. We drove a half hour away, got online, touched the shoe, got back online, and touched again. And I'm like, wow, thank you, California. Where in New York, sneaker releases, if you haven't seen the videos, Jay, you know how it goes down.
Oh, I do.
It's survival of the fittest out here. You know, we play no games. Whereas in Cali, they're like, everyone please line up accordingly. There's enough pairs for everyone.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So there's definitely a lot more food. But, you know, obviously, New York creates the culture.
Right.
We created reselling. We created hype. So they pretty much followed through with what we created.
So you said you did attend Complex Con this year. So what was your views on that?
So I won't say Complex Con was bad. It was definitely a great experience, as always. They always have it put together accordingly. But, you know, there wasn't any major releases where Atmos every year releases their animal pack or a specific type of Air Max. That's what Atmos loves to bring out for Complex Con. You know, in years in the past, we had Murakami, who was doing a lot of collaborations before he pulled out, and he no longer sells merch in America.
Oh, you had some of that stuff, Jay, right?
I had a bunch of
Murakami. I think you had a jacket.
I had the Chicago Cubs limited. It was only
that
like
jacket
20.
now is extremely limited.
Yeah, I've seen
I think there was only like 20 or 30.
Yeah, I've seen you
the
wear
Letterman with the leather.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one you wore, I think, the first show. Like
Yeah. I'll break it out next show. How about that?
I kept the Swarovski Murakami.
Okay, yeah.
So I kept the skateboard, I kept the T-shirt, but yeah, he pulled out. So a lot of major players didn't really bring out anything. I'm not sure if it was because they were scared. This is our first event, the first Complex Con after COVID, or if what happened with, Astro World had anything to do with that.
People dying.
But it was definitely a lot more calm. A lot of independent brands were there, so it was a lot more personal. There wasn't much reselling, so there weren't a lot of crowds. But overall, it was a good time. If you're about the culture like I am, I loved it because you had a lot of new designers that you watched grow. For example, Joe Fresh. Joe Fresh, you know, we were there for one of his first pop-ups in New York with the Snapple. And, you know, no one really was there. Then it went from that to him being in Complex Con with his own booth. And now he came in as a speaker. So it's like, it's good to see the designers come up and see, you know, where they progress and see where they're going.
So how would a regular person, because I know people ask me all the time, like, how would a regular person attend? Like, do they have tickets, or is it something of a, you gotta know somebody to get in, or?
What, Complex Con?
Yeah.
Nah, you can buy tickets.
Yeah, so it's like
it comes in packages.
Is this a regular ticketed event?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Years in the past, we would camp out 3-4 days. I've camped out 5 days for Complex Con. That was a big year. I think that was also the year that we met, Jay. I was there with my whole crew 5 days before. We have pictures, you know. We literally were standing outside playing cards for days, just waiting for those doors to open. This year wasn't like that.
Yeah.
So you probably met Jay. He was walking around, you know what I'm saying, talking about stocks, right?
Nah, I wasn't even into stocks back then.
I know.
True story. I actually got into a car accident right before that same Complex Con in 2018. I flew out there, rented a car, and somebody rear-ended me. I spun out on the highway, slammed into a barricade. My boss at Complex actually came and got me from the ambulance, brought me to Complex Con.
Oh, sheesh.
Got me checked out by the ambulance out there. And I was riding around the whole Complex Con in the back of a,
like the golf carts?
Like the golf carts like they have for like the football players when they get carted off.
ADA.
Oh my God.
And I was actually on Instagram Live back at that shit, giving everybody a preview of the floor.
Oh my God.
While I had a fucking I did have a concussion. But yeah, man, that shit was so fun, man.
You were probably there for
that was a good year.
That was a great year.
That was one of the best years I heard. The one that y'all met was probably one of the best years.
2018, I think.
Yeah. That was definitely an epic year. Yeah, it was you and Rax. You guys were just running around everywhere.
Oh, I was wilding out. I even got Complex a haircut. Like I got it cut into my hair.
He had the Complex haircut. Yeah.
I had it cut into my hair.
Damn fruitcake.
So much fun.
Complex haircut.
I got swept up. You got caught up in the
wrong with
hype,
you?
man. I was having fun, bro.
Okay.
I was having fun.
So you saw Rax out there. That's a friend of the podcast.
Okay, yeah. Rax is definitely Rax is a friend.
Yeah,
Rax is definitely the culture. Everyone knows about Rax and his story. You know, he was once a reseller, and you know, with his character and you know the way he moves, he is who he is now, and I love it because even when I see him, he's always wearing his own clothing,
which is awesome.
He doesn't care about designer.
Right.
He's all about supporting everyone on the come up. So the fact that he came from the resale culture and you know made himself to be who he is now. I actually met someone who told me that Rax is his idol. Rax, someone says you're their idol. He said, you got me into sneaker designing. And I'm like, what? Rax does he don't design sneakers?
Oh yeah, he does.
And he does design sneakers.
Yeah, me and him had a long conversation
so it blew me away to
He actually owes me a pair of Rax. I'm still waiting on my shit.
He owes us a lot of stuff in this damn show.
Yeah, Rax be bullshit.
We're not gonna get into it, but you know, I'll give him a call.
So he's definitely one that's for the culture, by the culture. Like I respect everything he does.
You've met Taz Owner before, right? My guy from LA, Taz.
I believe I believe I have.
I think you have. I mean, he was at the Complex Con you're talking about. And Reggie knows. Also, there's just so many people like in this community. Like it's a tight community, but it's a huge community. There's just so many of us. So as we travel from state to state, release to release, you're always gonna run across, you know, a known reseller or you know just someone that's part of the culture.
I do think, man, and you know, going back to the whole bot situation, the most fun I ever had collecting sneakers was camping out. Like I remember waiting for the Galaxy phones. I was out there a day and a half, camped out, and I didn't get them. Didn't get them.
Pain.
You know what I mean? But like the people you would meet online, you know, you share similar stories. Y'all got similar interests. It created bonds. It created like a true sense of community where I think, you know, with everything being online and the bots now, it's kind of fragmented and it's kind of...
Oh, no, of course. I would say the last release that I remember that we had like real culture was when Jeff Staple released his last Panda Dunk. When he released that, he actually had people online who he made do skateboard tricks. He said, do a kickflip, do anything for me, and I'll give you the shoe. So, you know, that was one of the last times that we really had that. Away from Joe Fresh, who is at every release and gives back as much as he can. I mean, when his release got shut down in his hometown, he released it again. Then he put it online. You know, he even for the last Complex Con, the most recent one, he was the only one that did a shock drop. He, you know, after his, after like the big presentation he was doing, he, you know, on the side note, sneaked it out there. He goes, okay, booth 30 something, New Balances right now. People lined up, they bought, they were excited. So that's called culture. And with the bots, you know, we don't really have that. There's a lot of money. I respect everyone who has grown and makes a lot of money and has become a, influencer. But we have lost the culture.
Yeah.
We have lost the culture. The bots make it where you don't have to leave the house. You just need to have an expensive credit card and an expensive bot, and you need to monitor it. And that's it. And that's not culture. That's why I kind of get upset. And, once again, I'm not here speaking in regard to demographics, of color. We all the same. But it kind of kills me when I see people show in brand new Mars yards, and wearing a completely brand new fit, and they weren't there. So I always tend to joke around and go, did you pay retail for those? Were you there for this? Because the reason why we have it is because we were able to obtain it. These days,
you could buy your way in.
Yeah, you can buy your way in.
Yeah, well, listen, those days are gone. The days you're talking about, long gone.
Yeah, like even as a low head, you can become a low head overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And it doesn't take much. Little eBay transaction or get you a nice little reseller. And the next thing you know, you're in.
Because I've been building my collection, and you got way more than me, but I've been building my collection for 15 years, and I'm like really proud of it. And then some kid with grandpa's credit card just double up my collection overnight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%. Listen, 10 years ago, I was hitting up a pirate on Facebook, going, "Pirate, sell me that Indian head, that '94 Indian head." He's like, "Nah, I'm not selling that. I'm not selling that." And I'm on top of him. Come on, man, just sell me one of them. He's got 3 of them. Where now, if Pirate will tell me no, I'll go find it elsewhere. I can go on a million different platforms and find it. And then, another thing that killed me is with the low game, how at one point, how hard it was to get a teddy bear knit.
Oh
yeah, now it's
how hard it was to get a bear knit.
Listen,
impossible.
They pimped them out now. Now it's like 60 teddy bears comes out every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like
I went on Feature, the website, and they had bear knits.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way.
Yeah. They're everywhere. You go to Urban Outfitters, they got bear knits.
Yeah,
so I
so
hold my old school ones tight to the vest. I got the Kanye bear knits. That was the first bear knit I ever bought. And
it's definitely different.
And same thing is happening now with streetwear, where you can find Supreme at Urban Outfitters.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can.
You can go. Also, you know what Urban Outfitters just did? Back to we were discussing about the corporate giant taking our ideas and really putting it to play. Where and where it kind of sucks because a lot of us, from the ground level, we come from the streets. We know what we know. So many of us, don't go to college and don't take business courses. So we know how to put 2 and 2 together, but we don't know, a lot of us don't know how to build the business.
Yeah.
So what happens is that we create the culture, we create everything, and then a guy with a business degree takes it from us. Perfect example is Urban Outfitters now reselling. If you go on Urban Outfitters, you see that now they fooled me. I saw a sneaker that's been sold out. I clicked on it on Urban Outfitters. I'm like, I can buy this, and it was $450. And I'm like, what's going on here? Urban Outfitters is now reselling sneakers. So corporate America has taken, has overlooked it in the past, but now they're like, wait a second, this is $1 billion industry. And they're all over it. And it just kind of kills me at times when I see all of the people that did create the culture not profiting from it. And that's why I just try to educate my peers and everyone around me, like, there's got to be more for us. There's got to be more. We can each create an LLC and start working from right there. And a lot of people are scared about the taxes and this and that. And I go, you can't be scared of that. You need to learn how to budget, right? Do some asset management, learn from someone, pick up a book, YouTube it, learn it, and build yourself, build your own entity. And a lot of people are scared. So until we stop being scared, corporate America is gonna still take our ideas and still make more money than us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listen, it takes ambition and it takes because I didn't go to college until I was 27, 28.
Mm-hmm.
And I joined the military right out of high school, grew up in Flatbush. And
I saw that.
And, when I got into corporate America, I was like a fish out of water, man. Like I was green. I was scared, but I learned to overcome that fear and just learn. And I'm lucky to have had some good mentors that kind of invested in me and molded me and allowed me to become who I am. And even with the stocks, like I was telling Pirate, like a year and a half ago, I was afraid of the stock market. And now I live and breathe the stock market because I overcame that fear. I learned about it. I used self-taught, YouTube, Reddit, just learning as much as I can, even, doing paper trading and, not having real money in it, but just like understanding how to trade. And, that has made me, it's changing my life, You got to overcome that fear. Like people who come from where we come from, you got to overcome that fear and take that risk. Because a lot of people, they look at it and it's like daunting, like it's rocket science to them. But once you get past that and you start digging in, you realize, like Steve Jobs said something to this effect. Like when you look at people who build bridges and who build airplanes and you realize that they're not smarter than you, you're just as smart as them, that realization will change your life.
Of course.
Because you won't be putting people on the pedestal anymore. You won't be putting the stock market on the pedestal or business on the pedestal. You'll realize that you can do it, and then that's going to give you the motivation to just jump in. And, but you need to be ambitious, though. It has to be within you.
Of course. That's what I always tell people. The day a man can fly is the day I say he's better than me.
Right.
Away from that, you bleed just like me.
Right.
You live just like me. So, I'm happy that we think like this, and it's just up to us and others like us that can push a lot of today's youth and have them understand that, you can build yourself up instead of building this corporate giant.
Right.
So, but it's hard. It's hard because, you have these. You have the Discord. The Discord's the same thing, where the Discord is pretty much feeding one owner who's doing the same job that you can be doing. But it makes you lazy. So now it's just having these kids out here not putting any energy into what they love. And it just shows that, you have someone else taking direction for you.
Because he didn't tell you, but I'm the one who put him onto stocks. He don't want to say what.
Good man. We learn from each other.
It was from me. Anyway. I love to say
I
that.
give credit where credit is
No. He's listen, he took it. He took the ball. I say run to the end zone. He ran and he just went off with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a little simple conversation we had during COVID.
Well, it was, and it started during COVID.
Yeah, I was just like, dude, like...
My wife tells me this all the time. Like, once I get my mind set on something, I get this tunnel vision, and I just want to learn every single thing.
But he's like one of my biggest success stories, because
and that's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Like, he killed that whole AMC little wave.
Oh, I murdered AMC.
He murdered AMC.
I ate.
He murdered
ate off AMC, bro.
He made it so crazy. He was like, it got to a point where I was like, dude, he's like, yo, no, do this. Like, he was telling me what to do to... You know what I'm saying? To generate some capital.
Yeah,
so.
man.
I know a lot of people who also ate off of the Dogecoin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was
I'm eating off of shit right now.
Yeah, so that was just another come up. And, times are changing. I'll tell you that. I think we all know times are changing, so we have to evolve. And it's just being self-taught,
Yeah.
Pick it up and go. But I'm definitely interested in seeing, what the future has to offer with a lot of these brands.
Yeah.
I just want to see more originality, just more originality. And now, even how I'm dressed now, I wear a lot of independent brands because I just love to see a lot of people come up. I'd rather buy someone's, hat from the street opposed to wearing a big corporate giant hat, and I sell designer, so it's not to go back on what I do, but me personally, it's the love for the fashion.
Right.
So you
I
don't-
rock anything as long as it's dope.
Yeah, I rock. I don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I may be rocking polo today, but this is not. I mean, I don't rock it like every day.
And I tell
Like, it's
people,
just,
you know, I was like, you want to go shop? Like, we can style.
Mhm.
Don't get scared. Doesn't mean we have to go spend 5,000 on the outfit. We can go with, you know, streetwear. We can go with designer in between. There's no wrong style. There's no wrong fit, you know?
As long as as long as it meshes with your style. Like Ovadia was a brand that came out a few years ago that I really like thought spoke to me. It was very polo-esque, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But I really fuck with the designs, and I just went all in on them, man. I bought mad Ovadia, and I still support them.
Okay. A new brand that's coming up, and I would say coming up because not a lot of people are on it, and no, I'm not sure if I should get into this,
No, go ahead.
but their
No, go ahead.
Yes, you can.
their website just crashed,
Oh.
but it's Vertebrae.
Mm.
You know, I met the owner, in ComplexCon, and I really didn't know much about the brand, and you know, I bought a few pieces, and they sold instantly.
Mm.
So I'm like, what's going on with this? I did some more research. I find out that he's based out of Atlanta, and a lot of celebrities are wearing it. It's the beginning of it. How Gallery, how Chrome.
Mhm.
You know, the Kardashians were wearing Chrome in fucking like 10, 15 years ago.
Mm.
So like, this is the first wave of it, and we got to see that their website crashed for the first time through Shopify, and it's because he's still such a new brand. They couldn't, you know,
Mhm.
they couldn't control
They
it.
don't have the servers.
They don't have the
yeah.
servers, so it crashed. So that's a new brand to look out for, and I'll support it because they're new, you know.
No doubt.
So we're about to end the show real quick. So what do you have planned for? You know, you got one more month left before 2022. So what you got going on new, and what's you got coming for next year?
So we've been putting a lot of pain. The team has been everywhere. I mean, every major city, every major event release, we've been there. We'll be at Art Basel on Tuesday. There's going to be some big releases over there.
So
I can't discuss yet.
Are you staying out there for the whole week?
I'll
or-
be out there for the whole week. I'm really big on culture. So away from fashion, I'll be there for the arts. You know, we know a lot of artists are going to be there. So I love to support. And, you know, at the same time, a little, you know, business and pleasure. And then after that, we'll be back in LA, situating another showroom, just so we can cater to people in LA and New York. For the new year, we're going to be launching the styling website, which is going to give you access to book a styling session in LA, New York, and Chicago. We'll have a stylist meet with you. You'll book it. Let's say you'll book it, let's say a week prior. We'll situate everything based on your measurements, and we'll set you up. At the same time, you can shop for miscellaneous clothing. You can go ahead and pre-order the newest drop. So we're gonna cater to everyone.
That's what's up.
Okay.
So look out for it.
No doubt.
Definitely. So before we end the show, Greg gave us shirts. So I want you to check your shirt out before we ended the show.
Yeah. So Greg was a guest about 2 or 3 shows back.
Yes.
Okay.
Greg,
The artist.
Gregory Maldonado.
And he did get the 3X.
Yes,
Thank
he
you,
did.
Greg. I
Shaolin.
appreciate that.
Shaolin Nun.
Shaolin Nun. Okay.
Thank you, Greg.
Dope.
I got a package getting sent out to Greg. He got, you know, some merch from the show and
No doubt.
the shirt I made
No
of
doubt.
his character. So
Okay.
you like the shirt?
I love it.
Oh,
I love it. I love the color too, man. Like that smoky gray. That's kind of my thing.
So
man.
Greg, thank you. Obrigado. Retro, where can they find you online?
You can tap in with our Instagram, The Daily Drip NYC. From there on, just shoot me a DM. We update our story every day with new merch. Anything you want to request, just shoot us a DM. And then look out for us. January, we'll launch the website, and we'll keep going from there. Just appreciate you guys.
Jay, where can they find you? Oh yeah. Before you go, real quick, what's your stock tip for the episode?
Oh, yes. So, as always, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do
Come
not
looking
sue
for that
me.
ass.
I always got to put that disclaimer in,
They
bro,
gonna come
because
looking
next
for
thing
that
you know, Because BBIG fell like 30% after I mentioned it.
For that ass.
Hold BBIG. Do not sell BBIG. I promise you, come January, if you look at the options chain, look at options chain for January 21st, 2022, and you'll see what I'm talking about if you know how to read options chains.
Mm-hmm.
But AGC is a stock that seemingly wants to squeeze right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a little volatile. It is a little risky. Mm-hmm. Right now, it's trading at 13.25. I think you could see about 16, 17 in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's a little crazy right now because right now is this period where a lot of funds are divesting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you're seeing the stock market crash. And now we got this Decepticon, Unicron coronavirus, which killed the stock market on Friday. Coronavirus done turned into a Transformer, son.
Get your booster shots.
Yes, please get your boosters. Get vaccinated if you ain't vaccinated.
If you want to.
So it right now is a little risky to be investing, to be honest with you. If you're queasy about taking some short-term losses, I would say stay out of the stock market until January.
Mm-hmm.
But if you like me and you love the risk,
I'm in it to win it, baby.
I'm in it, yo. I want the whole enchilada,
like
bro.
You know what I mean?
This stock is actually AGC is actually a pretty good buy. So look into it.
So where can they find you?
Jay Flatbush on pretty much everything. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
J-A-Y Flatbush.
Well, you can find me on Instagram, Pirata, the Super P Podcast, on Facebook, on where else are we at? We're everywhere. I can't think of everything else, but we're everywhere.
iTunes, Spotify.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Not on SoundCloud though.
SoundCloud.
Nah, I don't like SoundCloud. But anyway.
You don't like SoundCloud?
Mm-mm.
Oh, we gotta talk about that.
Yeah, but
I got people at SoundCloud.
Okay. But you can also get us on what's the other Patreon. If you sign up on our Patreon, you get this episode today. And the video will be out tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Thank you, Retro, for coming out.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck at Art Basel this week. We'll be in New York, hustling.
As always.
Yeah, we'll be back for the next episode 29 of the Super P Podcast. Ciao.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Good vibes. Good vibes.
That was a good fucking episode.
I didn't even know